Christmas has not brought much cheer for the UK's struggling economy and its new government. An ONS report says there was no economic growth between July and September, immediately after the Labour government swept to power. It also revised down its growth reading for the second quarter of 2024 to 0.4% from a previous 0.5%. And to compound the bad news, the Bank of England has estimated zero growth in the fourth quarter. So what's to blame? Well, the ONS says the UK economy was held back by a fall in production output of 0.4%, largely caused by a fall in energy supply and a decrease in machinery and equipment manufacturing. Meanwhile, the UK's dominant services sector failed to grow in the third quarter, with the ONS revising down its previous estimate of 0.1% to 0%. It's the latest blow to a government that said it wanted the fastest economic growth in the G7, but whose tax-raising autumn budget to plug holes in public finances may have dented business confidence. The Confederation of British Industry has responded, saying the economy is, quote, headed for the worst of all worlds, with firms expecting to, quote, reduce both output and hiring amid price rises. The group blamed the recently announced rise in employer national insurance contributions, which they believe exacerbated a, quote, already tepid demand environment.
How worse can it get? It could fall into recession. Now, the good news is that actually what you've seen is actually the underlying elements in a slowing global economy. There are areas that are more positive, which don't get really picked up by a lot of the economic data. For instance, a lot of the technology areas. Britain, in terms of its financial structure, is going to have to try and restructure itself. It will do, but it's going to take time.
Today, the UK Chancellor accepted that she faced a huge challenge, but blamed 15 years of neglect by the previous Conservative government and insisted that she has laid the foundations for the long-term economic growth that Labour has pledged to deliver. Addison, CGTN.